Hi guys, and welcome back to Keep It Quiet, a Muffle podcast. Welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about something really important to all of us, which is mental health. So it's only right that we have our Muffle's mental health advisor and sales advisor, Laura White.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I think a good place to start would just be explaining more about your role at Muffle.
Yeah.
Just letting them know.
So I'm, like you say, UK sales advisor. So do residential noise complaints, noisy neighbours, things like that. To commercial projects like building, the whole building works, and right through to the design of the building, and mental health first aider.
How is it being the mental health first aider? By the way, what pushed you into it? First of all, I think it's a better question.
One of the directors sort of put me forward, and I accepted it. It's something that's quite important to me, so jumped at the chance. I really do think it's important to have a point of call in any office that people can go to, just in case. It's not always sort of major life changes that need to go off. It can be usual everyday things like weather, children, traffic, things like that, and it can just get people a bit stressed. So having someone there to talk about it, and I think it's really important.
And I can imagine that as well, like doing sales and being on phones all the time and everything.
It can be stressful, but that's what I signed up for. So
I mean, this is actually the first place I've worked that has a mental health first aider. So, would you say this is just something that should be in every office? You think?
Yeah, 100%. We don't always anticipate to chop off a finger or be in a blazing fire. But legally, we are required to have fire marshals and first aiders. It's exactly the same with mental health. Proactively supporting mental well-being, it has the same effects as accident prevention or, germs and COVID and things like that. Mental health is exactly the same. It should be a legal requirement in every single, that's in my opinion, it should be.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not just something that's nice to have, it's a must-have. For example, over 700,000 people take their lives in the world a year. That's one person every 40 seconds. So something that can be done to reduce that number is 100%, I'm down with it.
Yeah, of course. And especially in a place where you spend most of your time at work.
Yeah.
So it's only right.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen, from you becoming the mental health first aider, have you seen any changes in the office from that? Have you seen the benefits?
I hope so. We've got quite an open office here, and we all talk about our problems, and it's nice to know that everybody else is having life issues too, and we just come in and sort of say it. But it's not, some people might not always be comfortable saying certain things, so to have someone there just for them to pull aside and say, "Oh, this is happening."
Makes it more comfortable. I
mean, we do have a comfortable work environment anyway. So I've worked in numerous offices where that isn't a thing. It's just sort of shut up and get on with your job and go home. And it's really not a nice place to work. So it's one thing that Muffle, I think, do really well, where they push people to be open and honest, and if they've got issues, the directors will look at them and will say obviously there is an issue here, or she won't be saying it, so we'll have a look into it, see what we can do. It's a really good thing.
We obviously mental health is important. I mean, speaking of being comfortable, are you comfortable enough to share how you deal with your difficult mental health days?
Yeah, of course. I still struggle all the time. I've been through mental health issues myself, still am. And and it's just how you manage your expectations of yourself. So once I sort of figured out that we are all the same and you're all a human and everybody has... It's surprising when you get talking to people that people all have the same, if not more, issues than you. So just having those conversations with people, I'd highly recommend it. And it's not a bad thing, you know. Sometimes people will say, oh, men can't talk more about their mental health, you know, it's more of a woman thing. But it isn't, and men still struggle the exact same as everybody else. So yeah, just, it doesn't matter who you are or what background you're from, or a problem for you is a problem. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you're not the only person to have had that problem.
No,
you know?
there will be numerous, hundreds of people that are going through the same thing, but because they don't talk, they don't know it's happening, so they think they're alone. So by talking about it just helps not feel so lonely, and just having and sort of knowing what triggers you as well. So you can do things like writing diaries every day, and just finding out what your little triggers are in life. It could be anything. It could be you drive to work or things like that. Just finding out and tweaking what your specific needs are. And it does help.
I agree, for sure. Most definitely. Like, I think you kind of like bled into my last question, which is awesome. But I mean, for the people listening, like, do you have any pro tips, you know, like some pro tips just on like how they can like manage your stress in the office?
Yeah.
Or at work, I should say.
A lot of the time people will walk in and I'll be on the floor with someone, so we just lay on the floor. Just, it relaxes your body and you just sit there and talk about your problems, or you can just rant on the floor, breathe, you know, all these things. People have just got used to it now, walking in the office and I'm laid on the floor, so...
I've actually seen this.
yeah, you are. And again, like I said before, like writing stuff down, daily diaries, you know, just little things. You put motivational. We have motivational cards in here that everybody has that they can look at. And again, talking to people is a massive one. To get it out is just, you feel so much better after it. It's like a weight's gone and you can get on with your day, and you know, you've said your piece, you can move on with your day. That can be every day, it can be every other day, it can be monthly, yearly. Just let it out at some point, whenever's comfortable. Probably treats, so you know, we get a lot of donuts and office cakes and things. Just eat it.
Don't feel guilty.
No, the guilt just brings you down, so eat the donut.
Move
on. We also have a few people here who exercise on a lunchtime, so it doesn't take us all an hour to eat, so get out of the office, away from your desk. And especially now, it's sunny today,
the weather's
so
out,
you can
finally.
and it's quite a nice walk around here. Some you know, places might not have it, but you know, once you get home, have a quick walk. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to run it, or you know, just have a walk, look up.
Yeah.
You know.
Headphones out, listen to the birds.
Yeah. And like, you know, these podcasts and things. I listen to podcasts all the time. So yeah, I think they're good just to get away from everything else, get zoned out and into something else.
I'm really finding like it's like your environment that's like really key.
Yeah, massively.
In a big way.
Massively. And that's again another thing what we try and do at Muffle to make it a nice place to work. You know, there's things like, you know, keeping it clean and plants and all these things, they help, but the people there as well. So if everybody else knows that people do have mental health issues, whether you are or you aren't, it helps just to know that, and to know that we all think the same. You know, we're all in the same boat, and yeah, we've all got issues, and it just helps for us to all know each other's, I suppose.
Yeah. Communicate is key.
Yeah, massively.
But hope you guys had your notepads out and taking notes on that. 'Cause that is all we have time for. Thank you so much, Laura.
No problem.
Thank you. And thank you guys for listening and watching. And remember to keep it quiet unless you're talking about us. Thank you.